On this Monday morning, still for me at least, 11 a.m. where I'm at. So I haven't really checked the markets today to see what's been going on. Been busy all weekend, so didn't have time to really do much. I haven't really looked into many companies yet, just because I've been busy, looking at working toward the new property that we're going to be moving to, which is my girlfriend and myself. But here is a little bit of everything I got going on right now. Okay, so there's some numbers floating around that changed because we're having to make, some payments and whatnot with the new property and so forth. So it's a lot going on right now. But here's the account as of today. The adjustments that I made, I think, were still pretty recent to my last video. With the only thing that I think I did that I may not have put in the last one was down here, Western Alliance Bank Corp. Another one of the big plays that I decided to do, and I put a $500 play into that. And I'm just going to set it there. Another thing I did want to point out, because a lot of my videos recently were based on the Zim dividend and so forth, and it's still going down today. Zim stock's still going down. But my thing is, that position is not something that I am using as a means to continually generate, cash every day, or so forth. That's a long-term hold position for me. And where we're at right now, so after the taxes, if you go back to a previous video, I shared on there, I think it was my last video actually, the Zim dividend. So after the Israeli taxes, I got $5,208. Now I do got to pay my tax bracket on that for the here in the U.S. for the end of year tax of 2023, which we still got a long way for that. But the point being, the 5208 is what I received that I'll be taxed on here, right? So where today it is, you can see down here that I am down 5,117 on that position. Okay. So I will be taxed on this, and probably is going to be real close to the 22% tax bracket, but I'm going to do what I can to try to get that to the 12%, but I might not be able to do it given all the stuff I got going on at a new property that we're pushing towards. So it's probably going to end up hitting 22% on this. That's just my guess. So knowing that, I'm going to take a pretty, big little hit on that with that tax bracket. So 5208 minus, we'll just go ahead and say 22%. You're getting taxed pretty good, right? But you're still looking at that. So if you take that 4,062, right? So we take that number, and this is just the way I think about it, 4,062. So in all reality, I would be down $1,055 on my Zim position because of the dividend that I'm receiving. Okay, so is that the most profitable way to be successful in the stock market? Of course not. Like, some of the highest profitable ways to be successful in the stock market are not as profitable. You could have people making $3 million as a hedge fund, somebody who works for a hedge fund, and then everybody else in that room is making a minimum of $8 million. They're going to say, oh, boy over here making $3 million, man, he's not, useful. He's not that profitable. But $3 million, that's great for a lot of us, right? So it's different for everyone. That's just the way that I look at it when it comes to this in particular thing. Can I get more? Yeah. But this position here, this cost basis, so the 23,600 I put into it, it's not to swing trade. It's not to jump in and out of positions like computers do for hedge funds companies or swing traders or day traders. I have a normal job, which is kind of a pain sometimes, but that is my day-to-day income. This is to build good positions and wealth, and I feel that Zim Company is something that is still has so much potential. That's why I'm into that. I'm not into it for it to pay me every single day, every single week, or every month. It pays quarterly. That's what they do. That stock is going to fluctuate based on when the payout is. They get good numbers, everybody's going to run into it. They get bad numbers, people aren't going to go. Those are people that have to perform every single day. Do you want your stock to go up every single day? Of course. You always want that money ticker to keep going positive and keep building and building. Okay, but you can't. You can do whatever you want. But myself, that's why I hold several other, companies, and you get some folks, and some professional people, where that's what they claim themselves as. A lot of people claim to be professional when they're not. But still, they say, okay, well, you only do 5 of them, or only do 3 stocks. Do whatever you want. That's a great thing about, the freedom of being alive in general. For the most part, you could just do whatever you want. Obviously, have some self-control, but for me, I get into different positions. Okay, like if I want to have money coming in every single month, AGNC, all I gotta do is keep building that. I don't have a lot in there right now. I don't have a huge quantity, but if I want monthly income and I'm like, yeah, AGNC is solid, I just keep throwing money in there. I put money into Zim because it pays very well. Yeah, that went down, but that went down just based on the people jumping in and out of stuff because they have to perform for that fund, or if they're living off of this income, they have to make money. They have to jump in and out of stuff. But by jumping in and out of stuff, you're also losing on a lot of opportunity. At least that's what I personally believe from all the research that I have done and that I continue to do all the time. So with Zim, that's kind of a Warren Buffett stance on a somewhat to a quote that he did. I'm planting seeds there in a huge field, and I'm planting good crop that takes a while to grow. Okay, so I'm not expecting it to spring up and just, oh man, I'm in a Coca-Cola position now. That's not how the real world works, for one. And people that think that, they good luck. But for me, that's something that it's there. I leave it there for it to grow, and this will go up eventually. It might take whatever amount of time, like a year, 2 years, 3 years. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really care because I believe that it's a good one to go. And as news comes out, it's gonna go all over social media. It's gonna go all over YouTube, and it's just gonna take off. But I don't want to miss, the ride. And I don't depend on my trades and my, stuff for my living expense. I have a job for that, and my job pays me pretty good for what I need. But just to make that clear, when it comes to the Zim thing, I'm good with that. So the account is sitting at 548 with my available cash that I can buy stocks with. Still just sitting there. I'm not really buying anything right now. I just need some, some dividends and stuff to continue to come in and whatnot. But this is where I'm sitting at. This is a snapshot from today we're looking at 10:35 this morning Central Standard Time. So you can see the gains for the day, all the stuff, the current value, the quantity. And this is my focus, when it comes to companies that I'm buying into long term with these banks. I see opportunity. Could I be wrong? Of course. That's the way it works, in the market. You could be right, you could be wrong. Just do what you feel good about. Following the trend, that's the worst thing you could do. I mean, like, if they're right and you missed it, okay, that sucks. But you also missed it when they're wrong, if you don't do it then, right? So do what you want to do. And that's what I do. I have my reason why I do things. I'm in no rush. That's the one thing about life. People that are in a rush, all right. It's like when I was driving home, my girlfriend and I were driving home from her folks' house, the new property that we're going to be moving our buildings to and getting a lot of work done. And there's this person in front of us, and they're just probably really drunk, and there's not really anyone to call, right? You call 911, but it's night, but you're swerving. They almost hit somebody head on. It was ridiculous. I think she actually did get a hold of something to report it, but we had to get information about it to send to someone without getting too close. Okay, so, I don't even know why I mentioned this, but like, when you're going too fast, you're gonna swerve, and if you get to where you're going, great. But your chances, I don't know, not awesome. But if you take your time and you're being observant and, you get one more time to make the right decision or a better decision, and that's kind of what I kind of do, and with other things when it comes to my investing stuff. You look at it, and I'm building a portfolio that's gonna take time to grow. It's going to take time to, produce a lot of, you know, money and stuff, you know, the product, the produce. So yeah, I'm in no rush, and I do not tie emotion to it. You know, you make a decision that you think is good. Same when I sold out of those 3 swing trade positions, I took losses on those. You know, to buy into the Zim position. Am I down a little bit in the Zim position based on what I showed you, you know, like 8 minutes ago? Sure, but I'd rather be down in this place than the other ones. You know, because this one, you know, pays. Even if you're not getting a lot, you know, like when you compare it to like Coke stock, like I did before, you're still going to be getting a pretty nice dividend. It doesn't grow like that one, but it can. You know, but either way, you know, people need to do whatever they want. You know, I strongly believe in that. As long as you're not, you know, infringing on somebody else or causing, you know, crap to society. You know, do what you want. But here is just an update of what I got going on. So my checking account right now, there's 7,862. There's like you know, probably another grand that's on hold going into that. And that's there because we had to get some money together so that way we can take care of a few things when it comes to the new property. So that's what that is. PayPal credit, I racked that up a bit buying some die-cast cars. So I was like, that's on hold. That's got to be on hold because a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now is going to be going to the property. So I'll still be able to work that out. I have things that I can do. Okay, this is still a credit card number 1, 388, so that's not looking too bad. But let's see. Yeah, so that's actually gonna jump up. I think 2,500 because I took a cash advance to be able to get money for what we needed to pay for our end of the property because we were fronted by that and we need to pay our part. That's one thing about myself. Whenever we tell somebody we're going to do something, whenever I tell somebody I'm going to do something, and it says, okay, this is your end of it, we're going to pay up front, but we need you to pay your half, I'm going to pay my half. I don't screw people over when it comes to stuff like that. Like, yeah, you want to have great wealth, you want to build wealth, you want to be able to have a nice life, you know, the Ferrari, the fancy, you know, shirts, and the, hey, you want to get rich like me, this is what you do, follow me to my chalkboard, all that nonsense. No, I don't do that. I literally just do it how it really is. Okay, so, and all that stuff, it takes more than just watching a YouTube video and getting motivated to do it. It's a lot more work. And that work, those people who say, look at my mansion and my fancy 9 Ferraris, they don't show you the work because they know you're not interested in watching that. But that's what it takes, you know, the work, what we're trying to do here. So that's going to jump up to around 2888 because of that, but I have some things that I'll probably sell to knock that down. This one hasn't changed. This is the investment one. So we still got quite a bit of debt here. We're taking on a lot for the projects. When I get time to show a little bit of the property, I will show that too. So that way you can kind of see where things are going because these numbers aren't looking great by any means. But the property we're also picking up almost 2 acres. It's a very nice, secluded area, a lot of privacy. You know, so it's nice. You know, it's one of those nice places. Second checking, I have 355. So these are about the numbers there. But again, this one here, 388, not really accurate. You add 25 to that, so it's more like 2888 is the negative because of the cash advance that I had to do to be able to pay my end of what we agreed to pay. So that kind of jumped into that. Down here is the total account balance with the this here with the stocks. So 47,153 is this entire balance. I just have it down here because I couldn't fit it on here because of the positions. So that's another thing. If I absolutely had to, I can always take money out of this over here to handle this. But the idea is you don't want to, right? And I could always unload some cards if I absolutely had to, some easy ones to get back, right? So no big deal. And my card collection is probably worth about like 40, 50 grand by itself. So I would take from there actually before I took from assets. So that's another thing. But again, I would take, you know, the least rare cards that are easy to get, right? Because I still enjoy doing die casts. So, but there's that. So that's how I feel about Zim. You know, I'm still pleased with that. You know, plus we're still looking at where that support base is. That's what this shows us. You know, so once you find that support base, then a lot of other big money, you know, players, big whales, are probably going to be like, okay, we're learning more about this company because it only IPO'd like a year or so ago, right? So other people are learning more about it as well. But there's that. Clicking this away. This here, I just got this that way I could show a little bit of the estimated dividend income per year. So we're looking at an extra $21,000 estimately, because obviously dividends can change, especially because the companies that I'm in, the dividends fluctuate, right? It's not like having, all Coca-Cola where it's not going to fluctuate. So, estimately, simply meaning we don't know which way it could go up or go down a little bit. We're looking at an extra $21,000 per year. So that's nice. Especially with what I got at the job. We're pretty close to that 6 figures, just us. But again, I got myself and my girlfriend, both of us combined working. We're doing well. So there's that. Even with this debt here. But again, I can handle that with ways and still be able to keep the portfolio functioning decently. Moving that out, we also have a 401k account. So there's several wells I can jump into here, right? Like I said, the Hot Wheel collection, which I estimate to be around 45 grand, maybe even more. And then the account that I just showed you before, which is $40-something thousand, right? And then you got the 401k account, which is another $41,000, bringing it like almost 89,000 with the 401k and the private account combined, not including the diecast collection. So there's money, right? There's money there. So we can tap into stuff we need to. But when we don't need to, we don't, And the other big thing is when it comes to like these down here, and a lot of these here with the PayPal credit, those are 6 months, no payments. Well, you make your payment but no interest. So I'm not getting interest on that. But obviously I need to take care of that as well, which, I will, because I'm not going to be doing many cars due to, the other important thing that I'm going to be focused on instead for now. But here, okay, so obviously for these down here, we are drawing interest. So those, again, I still got to take care of, and that I will do. And I'm going to be focusing a lot on knocking that stuff out the next week to 2 weeks. So y'all see a lot of progress coming on here. I'll be making videos as often as I can. We're super busy, got a lot going on. If I do make changes in a market, or I find a stock or something that I like and I have time to research it, I'll definitely make a video about that, researching it. Because all I'm trying to do is build a nice property, nice home, somewhere to enjoy life and build assets, right? That's the goal. That way you can travel and do all kinds of other stuff. So that is, I think, so that's the gist of everything. But when it comes to investing and stuff, do what you feel you need to do. And if you don't know, then you could ask people, but ask people that you feel can go more one-on-one, I think, or a group. Following a lot of these guys that talk about all these different companies, Tesla this or that, or a lot of these guys that are promoting their own ETFs, like Meet Kevin does his stuff. You got Jeremy that talks about the 5 stocks I'm buying for May and all that stuff. You guys can do that all you want, but I honestly do not think it's gonna help you. You gotta get your stuff in, and you gotta find things that that work for you at the time. If you get to a point where you're making a lot of money, and then you could be like, okay, I'm gonna throw, say you do very well and you hit like 70 grand or whatever, and you narrow down a lot of your expenses, right? And you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into like Tesla with 30 grand, and say Tesla skyrockets for whatever reason. Great. But that's not going to happen all the time. And then the more risk that you play with uncertainties, eventually you're going to get the uncertainty. And then it's going to hurt. So I'm more safe in my stuff. Yeah, banks that can say, well, that's not safe. Zim's not safe. Okay, well, everybody has their own opinion. But it's a lot more safe than other stuff. And it pays. Okay? Like people that bought into, like, real quick, I'm not going to try to do a lot here, but if we do the Tesla one, the most, the biggest one on that, they consistently say, oh yeah, buy Tesla and hold it and so forth. Okay, well, let's look at the last 6 months. So what do we have here? Okay, so somebody who bought here, right? Or anywhere in there. They're like down, down, down. Maybe they dollar cost average down. Okay. And then they come back up here. They're still probably sitting about the same, if not still negative, right? Somebody who bought here and then they ride it up and then they sell. Okay, good for them. But how many people actually did that? Probably far and in between, honestly. If you look at the 1 year, same thing. People that bought back into here, look, they're down. Even the people that bought here and wrote it up here and said, well, I'm going to wait because it'll go more. No, look, they went way down. Maybe they dollar cost average down. Who knows, if they're still riding it. But they're still here. They're still not profitable. And guess what? While that money's sitting there tied up into it, they're not getting any dividends. That money's sitting there. So if they took a loan like I did, or they took margin, they're having to pay that. But they're not getting any dividends. Okay, I'm not trying to say that my decision to go with Zim is better or any of that. But I'm saying, like, looking into it, I could dollar cost average down on Zim, same as that, but I still got paid a nice dividend, so, and I know that even if I dollar cost average down and that company just stays idle, it goes down 3 months from now, yeah, I'm probably going to get a dividend. And it's probably going to be a decent enough dividend like what Coke does, because Zim's dividend is so high, it's still going to be a good enough dividend for the money that I have sitting in there right now. So that's just my thinking. Everybody's thinking is different. Like, again, I said, do whatever you want, obviously. But my thing works for me and what I need and how I'm trying to grow my wealth, and build a nice property, have my relationship doing good, stuff. Everything takes a lot of effort and time, and nothing happens quick. The faster you go without, having the right knowledge, or whatever, it's like the drunk dude. Luckily he, didn't crash in front of us, but you're swerving all over the place. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, I'm not the most perfect person in the stock market, obviously, because my account for those of you who have been following me for several months, it's not growing great, so there's that. But I'm also not tanking, so could it be way better? Of course. Do I know the winning stocks? No. But I'm still building stuff up. Even though the numbers might not be going up because of the stock going down, people jumping out of it after they get a dividend, my quantity in shares is going up. And even though this 5,208, when we say 4,000 and some change, because of that, puts me down 1,000 here, it's still going to rebound me and cover me for the ones I got out of with the BSBR and all that stuff. So like I said, everybody's different, so good luck to you, and I hope everybody starts, is doing good. And if you're not, I hope you do better, moving forward, and you're meeting your goals. But as I make changes and whatnot, I will update y'all and share it. And I will get a video of my diecast collection coming soon, if anybody's interested in checking that out, because I know I did have a request to make a video of it, and I'll happily do so because it's super cool. Like I said, that collection by itself is probably worth the same as this portfolio or more. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great rest of your Monday. This video is probably going to come up late tonight or sometime tomorrow morning because it's a long one. It takes time to upload it for the 4K. But yeah, so good luck out there, and I hope you guys, are doing better, So just stay focused, stay calm, and keep working toward your goal because we'll get there. It just takes time. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.